So last November, there was a new application that was released to track high-end sake. Sake is the rice.
Sure. I've had sake.
Yeah. Most people must have a sake. And
I like the hot sake.
Yeah, exactly. So, and they have like the same problem that like high-end French wine producers have, that it can be counterfeited, and so there are like fake bottles in the market with like cheap sake in it.
So brand reputation issues.
Exactly.
And
so now, and this is also interesting because it's a problem that you also have tried to address. How do you make that connection between the
physical world and digital world?
Digital. So they apply NFC like chips on the cap of the sake bottle, and these chips also have like a tiny stripe that goes down along the bottle. So when you like pop a bottle open, then you like break that like piece of the device, and then that will cause a change of state in the NFC device, and then you can.
It's been consumed.
Yes.
Interesting.
So if you think about it, this is amazing from different perspectives, because again, it's kind of a provenance solution, but it's also a supply chain solution. And the distinction I make is that for the consumer, it's a provenance solution that guarantees to them that you're buying a quality.
Yeah.
But
so does the consumer actually check whether?
And that's where it becomes interesting, because I mean, in Japan they've really thought hard about these things, and I will tell you what happens in a second. But the other thing that I wanted to say is that for the company that makes the sake, it's an amazing tool for tracking the bottle throughout the supply chain, because they know that it's here, it's there, and then.
So it's not just an authenticity security feature, it's also an RFID chip kind of where they're tracking where it is. How expensive are those chips? Does that increase the price of the bottle?
No, now they're very, very cheap.
Really?
We were talking like a fraction of a penny. I mean, it didn't add a lot to the price of the... of course, it makes more sense to do this with expensive bottles.
With more expensive bottles, sure.
So, but then we also get to the point of sale and the consumer. Of course, what can happen, and that's why I guess you asked that question, is that consumer can just pop the bottle open and then throws away the cap and drinks the sake, maybe too much, and then they don't upload that change of state onto the ledger. So what
now, Bruno, maybe just to why do you need blockchain for that though? Because those kinds of supply chain management solutions and warehousing and basically. Shipping tracking solutions have been around for some time, even without blockchain. Why is blockchain important for that?
That's a very good question. It's very simple, because with traditional technologies like a database, it's very easy to do something that is that stays within the boundary of a company. And in that case, it's even easier than using blockchain, because using a database for keeping track of assets is much easier than using blockchain. But then, if you want to take the next step and do that integration at the industry level, then it becomes much more difficult if you use a database.
So is this an industry-wide initiative or government-sponsored?
This is an industry-wide initiative where there's a company that is providing the solution, and there are different sake producers that are
They're working together on that.
Okay. So if it were just one producer, they could use the database and do it.
It's that same topic again, where you want to control your confidential information.
But now if you want to have an industry-wide solution, then blockchain is much better for all the things that we have said. So in this case, if you think about it, it's not just... So for the consumer, it's a provenance solution. For the company, it's a logistics solution. But it's also a very interesting market analytics tool, because now they know, because in the past, after the bottle has left the warehouse, maybe you know what like a retail shop ends up to, but you don't know when consumers buy it, whether they drink it, especially with fine wine. Do they drink it right away, or they wait 20 years to drink the bottle of wine?
Even just refilling, I mean, basically filling up the shelves again. With Japan obviously being kind of the pioneers of Kanban systems and so on. Now you actually don't even need the provider to have that kind of system. You can actually check for your client. Let's say it's a store that sells your sake. You can actually check centrally when do we have to order or send them the next batch.
You can do that as well.
You could do that kind of thing.
The only problem is that you need the consumer to contribute the last bit of this journey, because if they open the bottle and they don't tap their phone and upload the data, so what they have created is a kind of a lottery that gives people an incentive. So if when you
I see. So the uploading of the information still requires the consumer to do something. I thought the
last bit. So
I thought the RFID chip and basically the chip, as soon as the bottle is open, it triggers that.
As you
that
know,
information.
NFC can only work within a few centimeters, so there is no way for the NFC device to autonomously upload the data on the ledger. So you need the consumer to use their phone.
Yeah, but RFID is a chip that actually is location.
No, this is what they're using is NFC, the same technology that we're using for credit cards.
Right.
So, but throughout the supply chain, you can actually mandate the participants to do that, because there is value for all the participants.
Right.
So you can tell your distributors or your maybe also retail shop, when the bottle gets into your shop, you need to scan all the bottles, because I want to know that it was delivered, and I want to know that out of 12 bottles.
So at least the stores protect the product to some
yes.
degree. Yeah.
Or maybe I want to know that out of 20 bottles, maybe 2 got broken or 1 got stolen. So you can mandate that. But once the bottle leaves the last store in the chain, then the consumer can either do it or don't do it, maybe don't care.
Right.
Of course, some of these consumers will not do it. For example, maybe people that don't even have a phone, or maybe they're not technology oriented. But for other people, they've created a lottery, so there is an incentive for you to actually upload the data, because if you do that, then maybe chances are that you win a case of
How far along are they in Japan with this? Is it
this is
is it productive?
Yeah,
so they're
yes,
it's operational now.
Yes.
That's so awesome. I've never heard of that.
Yes.